This is where the washer and dryer will be, and right where this standpipe drain is where the sink will be, and it will connect into the two faucets down below, and the laundry will connect in up here. And this is the 3/4 inch PEX coming up from the basement. We have relocated the water heater to this location and connected the PEX line up here, replacing all the old plumbing. So you can see the PEX connects up to 1/2 inch stainless steel pipe where it goes upstairs. We still have to clamp our pipes to the support. And we've got our new hoses and new 10-3 ground wire coming to the water heater. But so, yeah, coming along nicely. We are going to fit these shark bite type fittings in here for the PEX pipe, and they're going to come through these holes here. This cameraman. So it's going to connect up here about there, and a piece of L 1/2 inch copper will go through the wall. So we have these holes are pre-measured and 32 inches up to the center of the hole, so we need to subtract 1/2 inch from that, so 31.5 inches high on the pipe, and I'm actually going to fudge that downward a little bit. So we will measure up 31.5, so 31 3/8, and 31 3/8 on that. So we got our mark. Make sure you have turned off your water, otherwise you will have a gushing fountain, followed by lots of verbal abuse, praise. Okay, so again, we use our wheel cutter because it pushes in and rounds the end of the cut, which makes it slip through the O-ring better. A sharp end can damage the O-ring on your PEX shark bite type fitting and damage it, and then you have leaks and failures. And so we do not want that to happen. Now we are also going to use the cutoff on this as the stub on the upper end for when the plumbing is continued above going into the upstairs. Okay, so we'll mark this about 1 inch down to ensure that we have, oh, that piece there, to ensure that we have put the PEX all the way up into the fitting. So here's our PEX here, and there's our reference line. Make sure that the inner sleeve is in a position that it will go through and push. So we know that it went through, but I don't really need to cut.
No, you just need to scrape.
Okay, let's see if that gets it. There. And there. And we're seated. And good.
It actually lines up.
Mm-hmm. And then...
You're going to do one more?
Yeah, I'm getting this one here real quick. And get on the mark. On the mark, set, go. There. And
Put that one on first this
we
time.
can around the edge like that a little bit. Grab our fitting. Make sure that that is seated in place. Make our mark so that you know that you have it pushed all the way down. And
Doing it again.
yeah, a little bit.
Might as well do this one too while you're at it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get this pushed on. There. Right on down. There we go. And I've got a rounded edge here, so I'm not cutting or scraping. I'm pressing.
Just flattening it out.
Yeah. This side here was actually not as bad as the other one. So make sure that that seat is down and straight, and push this on. And there. So now we go and cut our 1/2 inch copper to go through, and we'll be set. Okay. And these are going to be 1.5 inches plus 2 plus another couple. So we'll just make 6 inches. So we need 6 and 6. This is L gauge copper. It's got thicker wall on it than the M copper, and I use this on places where we're going to have a valve, and in this particular situation it's going to be the washing machine valves. So there's the first one. So what's nice about working with the PEX fittings, shark bite fittings, is you do not need to solder, so there's no torches or anything involved. No fire safety concerns. So these are going to go into the wall here, and we are going to very quickly deburr the end of this. You always want to deburr this because it makes for a better installation.
You got to make sure you get the Raymonds off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Raymond burrs. Everybody's a comedian these days. And that's the factory end. It's already clean. Okay, when you put copper pipe into a PEX fitting, you don't need to have the insert sleeve, but you can leave it in there if you want. It's not going to cause any problem. And then at a later date, if someone decides they want to change the copper out to PEX for some reason, it's there. And you want to make sure that your copper doesn't have any scratches on the end that is going to go into the PEX fitting, because it could leak through any little scratch. So, okay.
You gonna mark them?
I am. There's the mark, and in we go, and into the hole. And we'll do the same thing with this one here. Put a mark on it so we know where the depth is, and make sure the sleeve is in, and push in. And that is seated. And into the wall you go. Then we have what? We don't have 3/4 inch seats. Okay. Well, we are going to, at a later date, get some brackets for the pipe, and those will mount on the
Both sides, top and bottom.
one here, one here, one here, one here, and that will hold the pipe nicely in place. So there you have it. And then what we're going to do on the outside is we will have the pipes positioned in the hole, and then we are going to take some 90-minute speed mud and fill the hole around the pipes, and that will hold the pipe in place straight out. And so that'll hold it stable when everything is all finished. So, okay, that is a quick another update on PEX plumbing installation. Okay, we have just used some 90-minute speed mud to fill the holes around the pipes, and I like to jam the mud in there. There's about 3 inches of mud along the full length of the pipe going through the wall, and that will hold the pipe very nicely and stable inside. So we have some temporary clamping to hold the pipe in place where we want it, but there is better clamping for it that goes completely around the pipe so that the pipe can expand and contract. This stuff here doesn't allow so much for expansion, contraction, and motion, and hard metal against a plastic pipe isn't necessarily the best way to do it. So we'll be replacing those with the plastic clamp here soon. But you can see here how the mud has come completely through the wall, and will make the pipes very, very solid, stable. So now it's going to be about an hour before we have a good hard cure on the pipe, on the mud holding the pipe. Okay, so we have the plumbing for the drain finished, and it's kind of a unique situation where we are coming up from a drain that was here previously. So we have a stainless steel band clamp that is coupling the two pipes together. Long 90-degree elbows. There's the drain for the sink. Above is the drain coming in from the washing machine, and up there is the pipe that goes across to the air admittance valve. So there's our P-trap for the laundry. That is our 40-inch mark for the top of the pipe, so it's 2 inches lower than the back of the washing machine, and it minimum height for a stand pipe to a washing machine is 18 inches. We've got 23 inches, so we have plenty of stand pipe for our drain. And that's what it looks like. And we're going to mud the wall here in a minute, so the sink can come away from the wall. And that is what this looks like. So that will work nicely. The sink drains into the front, washing machine comes across, and then there is an air gap that will let air in so that the system will drain properly. And it was just a sink here before, is that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we have that. We're just going to let the glue set up for a few minutes. And then what's nice is all we have to do to remove it is unclamp it from the floor, take off the 2 band clamps, or 3, and then we can lift that all away. Then we can mud our wall, sand and paint, and then the sink will be ready to go right on in, and the laundry will go right in, and presto, we'll have an instant laundry room here later on today. We have the supply lines to the washer and dryer here, cold, hot. These are safety shutoffs, burst protection, so that if something happened in the washing machine, those will shut off and prevent a flood. New 3/4 inch PEX supply lines running through the house now. We have the pipes are supported here, and here, and there, and those supports allow for slip, expansion and contraction of the pipes, and so they don't actually rub on the wood. They are above the level of the wood, so they can slide in the plastic fittings. We just fitted and trimmed in the supply lines for the hot and the cold. Comes down here. We have a ceiling support holding up the pipes here.